Uh, it's good afternoon, I think. Good afternoon, moderators on the dais, and my very special thanks to Dr. Vidushi for remembering me every year for this course, and dear friends. Solo practice, predominantly solo practice is how I'm going to take it. Can they still survive? I have no financial disclosure here. Taking you forward, solo practice, I believe, is like a tightrope walking in your early days because you're really not sure where you are going. But life's battles, believe me, friends, do not go to the stronger or the faster man, but sooner or later, the man who wins is a man who thinks he can. Believe me, this thought of a solo practice is not a big game changer. It's just like a chessboard game. You need to just play your moves in the most strategic manner, and believe me, friends, there is the change which is waiting there ahead. We have to be realistic in our dreams. We have to be absolutely confident in ourselves. We need to look at the logistics, our plan. We need to strategize. We need to accumulate our strength. We have to build all the confidence in yourself. You have to be absolutely consistent, no place for negative thinking. And I would believe that one of the ways I became the first in my region at how I did well in my practice is by becoming the first for many of the things. Like we got the laser vision correction first. We were the first to do this number of IOLs in Southeast Asia, and so on and so forth. So believe me, success story is possible whether you're in a solo practice, group practice, or an institution-based practice. But the mantra is to have the patient care as at your ultimate best. While you're in the process of enhancing yourself, it makes sense to go and visit quite a few successful practices. And believe me, friends, it's a destiny which has worked you into this thought frame, because there could be any number of routes which you have taken. And don't look at it as a matter of chance, but it's a matter of choice which you have made for yourself. And it's definitely not something which you can just sit back in your sofa and wait for it to happen, because it's a thing which has to be achieved. You have a mission ahead of you, a very burning desire to should be there at the right from the start to go ahead with your accomplishments. And this is how our success story started. While we evolved in our practice, we started planning on a dream team. Initially, we were just two of us, and then we started evolving our dream team, try to see how we could position ourselves strategic in that immediate society. And we kept in our mind that we had to have the cutting technology at the fore and the very best practice patterns and absolute trust of the people working with us. As time evolved, we believed that we had to start departmentalizing our practice, have a core administrative team, have financial wizards at different levels to evolve us as good HR, marketing, and team leaders. But believe me, these were not there in initial days. It just came on. We ensured that our front desk could echo the principles of the organization at all times, and at every time, every month, probably even at weekly intervals, or probably at this present day on a daily basis, we keep on reevaluating and reevaluating, addressing how we were a month back on this date, how we are now, how we were a year back, and how we are now. And please, I would promise the very ultimate to my patient and ensure that I provided, because it's the Darwin's theory of survival, and it has to be, that principle has to be honed into us, and it has to become a lifestyle pattern that we have to survive in this world. But then, what applies to me does not apply to you, because the Arctics and the tropics are different climatically, and I would have to identify what best suits my practice. And at different times, we have to see, where am I now? Am I positioned ideally for my future? And how do I get to where I did today, and how do I plan to go ahead in future? In other words, I have to have very clear, measurable, specific, quantifiable goals, which we might keep changing. It has to be a blue sky thinking, as if I can achieve it all. And that kind of positive feeling would take you forward. And friends, this world is but a stage, and we have this role to play in our lifetime. Why not play it to our best? And for this, I believe you should adopt cutting technology at the very best. We didn't have a fundraiser, we didn't have a village dawn, we didn't have a counselor, we didn't have goodwill forefathers helping us. So the only way we succeeded to whatever level we have reached is getting on to the highest precipice of technology, sort of be all that I can be at any point of time. It's like holding the raging bull by the horn, because I'm not going to defeat it in this tough race which I have launched myself on, and then strategize in your society. Project to your immediate society that you have that positivity, you have those thoughts, do a market study, understand what they can afford, and start in slow, stepwise measures. Keep changing your projections and keep moving forward based on the experience which has accumulated with time, but you should be looked upon with trust at all time. You need to dispel all their doubts. You need to get very analytical. You need to create awareness. And how do you create awareness? You could have touch screens, displays, brochures, counselors. You could organize small meetings, Lions Club meeting, Rotary meeting, a roundtable meeting, any meeting, and keep the patients who are sitting across you updated, however grouchy he may be. Ensure gradually that you have a state of art in every niche of your practice. Your pharmacy, your optical, your front desk, every corner should have the same echo, which should go on to be seen. Even your restrooms should be as idyllic as you can afford at that point of time, and then again go back and analyze yourself. Be open to the newer innovations. Don't close your mind and say that this would not work. Be frank. Have a frank exchange of thoughts. Sorry, I'm very sorry. A frank exchange of thoughts with your colleagues time and again, because there's some thought which would come with them, which would make you go back and think whether you're doing the right thing. Again, at a midpoint in your practice, go back and see different successful practices and then look into your own practice. And you need to cater to the wide-ranging generations of people who come to you, who have different thoughts and different desires. And you have to reach to the pediatric age group, the middle age group, the not-so-middle age group, the older age group. And you should have the best of things offered to them. Some of them may be doubtful investments. You have to have multiple technologies. You have to lose your chair time. You have to explain why you need to have these technologies, and ensure that you reach out to the poorest of poor, the middle level, and the best class. And it shouldn't be that the patient walked out of your practice because you could not have the technology with you. And then, as you're evolving, build your team, streamline and oversee, retain your modesty, retain your transparency, be prepared that change is inevitable and progress is your choice. Make very balanced advertisements. Don't go crazy overspending on advertisements. Concentrate on the online portals, because that's what this younger generation is looking at. Keep molding your team, keep enhancing them, keep encouraging them, keep having your strategy meetings, your staff meetings, your review meetings. And as a leader, you should have that power of bold vision, look way beyond, and never lose an opportunity at any point of time, because if you lose it, the other one is going to take it. There is going to be times when there would be rapid changes. There will be new models like the Vasans had come and they've gone. But there could be pressure on your profit margins too. But that doesn't stop you. Yes, that temporary decline makes you think, makes you reevaluate, makes you address where you could have gone wrong. Because to achieve something which you have never achieved before, you just have to become someone that you have never been before. And to have more, you just have to become a lot more of yourself. Keep on responding to the changes in your landscape with new cutting-edge technology being adopted. Be on the run, my friends. Do not fall back. Never let go of your dream, because you punish yourself if you have let go on it. But that doesn't mean you follow my model of practice. You could have exclusivity in boutiques. You need not be a part of the miling crowd. Whatever a mind can achieve and believe, I promise you, the mind can achieve that. Because I believe that if a man can sweep a street very well, he should sweep the street so well that Michelangelo painted, or Beethoven composed music, or Shakespeare wrote his poetry. He should sweep the street so well that all the hosts in heaven and earth would just pause and say that there lived the greatest street sweeper who did his job so utterly well. We will all die one day, my dear friends, but why not create something that will live far beyond us? Thank you.